This is Sibongile Ziambo with the news, the headlines. Malawi to roll out its COVID-19 vaccine program Thursday. President Chakwera and his vice Chilima to get the first jobs. Government projects maize supplies this year to exceed 1 million tons, plans to export some. And High Court rules in favor of Bangladesh national in land disputes with concerned citizens of Chitipi in Lilongwe. In sports, Flames secure friendly match against Ethiopia next week ahead of 2022 AFCON qualifiers later this month. Thank you for joining me. President Lazarus Chakwera and his vice Saulos Chilima are Thursday expected to preside over the COVID-19 vaccine rollout program in Zomba and Mzuzu respectively. They will also get their first jobs. According to a statement from government, President Chakwera will be at Zomba State House Field Hospital, while Vice President Dr. Saulos Chilima will be at Mzuzu Central Hospital. Angela Mkandawide with the details.
Almost a week after Malawi received its first consignment of the 360,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccine under the COVAX facility, the vaccination program rolls out this Thursday with the first and second citizens of the country leading Malawians. President Chakwera will preside over the vaccine rollout at Zomba State House Field Hospital, where he is expected to be the first to get the vaccine, while Vice President Dr. Saulos Chilima will preside over the vaccine rollout at Mzuzu Central Field Hospital same morning. Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Charles Mwansambo, says apart from the two leaders, representatives from different sectors will also get a chance to be vaccinated on the first day. Meanwhile, both Zomba District Health and Social Services Office and Mzuzu Central Hospital say preparations are at an advanced stage to roll out the immunization exercise. Dr. Frank Sinyiza of Mzuzu Central Hospital says after the official rollout Thursday, the hospital will from next week go flat out administering the vaccine to health workers, men and women in uniform, and also people with underlying conditions.
Currently preparations are ongoing. We've mounted the tent and we've arranged with the Vice President. But since this will just be a symbolic launch, we're going to vaccinate 10 people, including the Vice President. Thereafter, next week, that's when Mzuzu Central Hospital will start vaccinating the health workers. For the three categories, first phase, second phase, and third phase. The first phase are with health workers, men in uniform, that's police, army, immigration, then people who have got the underlying conditions like hypertension, diabetes. So all these are in the first phase.
About 11 million Malawians are targeted to be immunized, representing 60% of the critical population, according to Minister of Health. For Zodiak, this is Angela Mkandawi.
Health authorities in Chilima have warned communities not to relax with the downward trend of the COVID-19 cases, saying the situation can change if people become careless in protecting themselves. Chilima District Health Office Senior Nursing Officer Nkhani Mawindo say this when ethanol company donated items worth 13 million kwacha to Nkota and Chilima District hospitals to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, Ethical Company says it has so far invested 40 million kwacha in helping fighting the pandemic since it started last year. More in this report by Angela Mkanawiri.
Chilima District Health Senior Nursing Officer Nkhani Mawindo says people should not relax in following all COVID-19 preventive measures just because the numbers have been going down. She said as people continue to travel from one place to another and with a few cases still being registered, it reveals that the COVID-19 pandemic is still around, hence the need to continue staying safe and following all protocols. Speaking when ethanol company EFCO donated assorted items to Nkota and Chilima District hospitals, Mawindo said such gesture should be emulated by more companies that might be willing to assist even when they are not established in the area.
We are grateful for the donation that has been given by EFCO. We know that as a district we are not part of EFCO, but for them to incorporate us in their plans, I think it's a very good job, and we're super grateful for the donation.
EFCO Chief Executive Officer Lusuwiro Chaganiza said the donation is part of the company's shared value program, where its corporate social investment towards COVID-19 fight since 2020 is currently valued at 40 million kwacha.
When we look at what we have put in the second wave, we're looking at an amount of about 13 million that we have spent so far. And going back to the first wave and whatever we have spent in terms of employment and the revenues that we gave away, the total spent so far is at 40 million.
Among the items that the company has donated to Nkhotakota and Salima district hospitals include 2 oxygen concentrators, 1 for each hospital, hand sanitizers, surface disinfectant, suction tubes and oxygen cylinders.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau says continued tendency by some Malawians to engage corrupt practices is one challenge, choking the implementation of the adopted National Anti-Corruption Strategy No. 2. SCB's Principal Public Relations Officer Gritandala made the remarks in Lilongwe during an interface meeting with the media aimed at popularizing the strategy. The National Anti-Corruption Strategy is a 5-year document that aims at ensuring zero tolerance of corruption. Chimwemwe Padata filed this report.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau, ACB, says continued bribes that people offer investigating officers in some corrupt incidents is among factors that affect smooth implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy No. 2. ACB's Director of Crime Prevention, Mary Pombea, called on various institutions to internalize strategies that would put to an end corruption, adding this is the step forward to achieve zero tolerance of corruption. Principal Director of Communication, Egrita Ndala, says that a number of strategies have been put in place to achieve this.
Our major challenge this time around, I think, has been human capacity, human resources, as well as the COVID challenge, where we have not been able to go out and carry out the various activities that we normally would have done had it been that things were okay. We are still trying to do whatever we can under the circumstances, but we are not working full force in as far as the work that involves interaction with others is concerned.
The interface with media practitioners was part of a series of meetings with various stakeholders on how best the National Anti-Corruption Strategy No. 2 that Malawi adopted in 2019 can best serve the interest of the public.
The government says surplus maize in the country is projected to be in the region of 1.1 million metric tons once farmers harvest the commodity this year. Minister of Agriculture Lobin Lowe and Finance Minister Felix Mlusu told Parliament government plans to export the surplus maize, saying the country will have enough. However, the opposition condemned the idea to sell the surplus maize, saying there are indicators that some areas will experience hunger. This report by Winston Kaimira.
Minister of Agriculture Lobin Lowe said in Parliament yesterday the country is expected to have 1.1 metric tons of surplus maize this growing season. He said government plans to sell the surplus maize to other countries. But this did not please members of Parliament from the opposition, who advised the government to keep all maize, saying there are indicators that some parts of the country will face hunger. But Minister of Finance Felix Mlusu defended plans to sell the surplus maize, saying the country shall have enough food.
When ADMAC buys that maize, it will not just keep, for itself, because almost everybody will have the stock, in their own, homesteads. So we are saying that from this year, we will allow business people, ADMAC included, to export maize to any market that they find.
Meanwhile, Parliament has deferred to another day vote for the Minister of Local Government in the Supply Committee of the 2020-2021 budget review process. This came after a demand of an explanation from the opposition on where a number of stadia will be constructed using 1.7 billion waja, which has been allocated. Deputy Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Halima Daudi, who was not present, shall have to explain to Parliament plans of the ministry on the project. However, the House has approved a number of votes, including for the Minister of Agriculture, Civil Service Commission, and for the Office of the Vice President. Minister Mlusu is satisfied with progress made so far. This is Winston Kaimira reporting for Zodiak.
One person has died while 3 others have escaped with minor injuries after a commuter bus they were traveling in was involved in an accident in Blantyre Wednesday morning. The accident happened at Christwick along the Masauko-Chipembere Highway. Alex Banda explains.
At Total filling station at Christwick, where this is the spot where this accident has occurred in the wee hours of today, Wednesday. It actually happened around 1 a.m., as we have been told by onlookers and those fuel attendants that were present close to this fueling station at Total Christwick. We have been told that there were 4 people in this luxurious bus. It's a coach, a commuter bus from registration number BT 7093. This bus was parked at the bus terminal close to Wenera, and we are told that they were heading the direction of Linde when this accident occurred. We are told that the driver failed to control it, and it went to the other side of the highway from the direction of Linde to Blantyre as we're heading to Clock Tower. What we found out is that the 3 other passengers that were in the vehicle have come out with minor scratches, but the driver, who is yet to be identified, has been pinned down by this bus. And as I'm speaking, there is a pool of blood close to the bus where it is, upside down. As I'm speaking, police officers are on the scene. Officers from the Directorate of Road Traffic and Safety Services were conducting their measurements and maybe trying to establish the...
You're watching news on Zodiak. We'll be right back shortly. Stand by.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums naturally.
Welcome back. I am Sibongiri Ziambo, and let's take a look at the headlines as we continue the news. Malawi to roll out its COVID-19 vaccine program Thursday. President Chakwera and his vice, Dr. Saulos Chilima, to get their first jobs. Government projects maize supplies this year to exceed 1 million tons, plans to export some. An High Court rules in favor of Bangladesh national in land dispute with concerned citizens of GTP in Lilongwe. In sports, Flames secure friendly match against Ethiopia next week ahead of 2022 AFCON qualifiers later this month. The High Court has ruled in favor of a Bangladesh national in a land dispute with concerned citizens of GTP in Lilongwe. Judge Kenyatta Nyurenda says the Bangladesh national, Muhammad Manana, is the owner of the 166 hectares of land after the defendants failed to show up to challenge an injunction he obtained. But leader of the concerned people, Afonso Jemali, says the people will not move. The Nsanje citizens are demanding for an independent investigation into the cause of fire that gutted down Nsanje District Hospital Pharmacy 2 weeks ago, destroying drugs, medical supplies worth 10 million kwacha. Spokesperson for the citizens, Dali Goba, has told us they suspect some foul play by hospital officials. But Nsanje District Hospital spokesperson, George Mbotwa, has downplayed the allegations, saying the pharmacy caught fire due to an electrical fault. Alfred Guda reports from Nsanje.
Following the fire that gutted the Nsanje District Hospital main pharmacy late last month, an assessment outcome indicates that critical drugs, laboratory equipment and other essential items worth about 10 million kwacha were lost to the inferno. The fire incident has raised eyebrows among citizens in Nsanje who are suspecting the fire is a cover-up. Dali Goba, a concerned citizens movement publicist and Nsanje resident, is suspecting this was an arson to cover up drugs that may have been diverted to other facilities moments after arrival of a consignment of drugs and other necessary hospital equipment.
We are very suspicious, and on behalf of the people from Nsanje, we unconditionally demand that there must be an investigation on the cause of the fire, and a detailed report must be furnished on the same.
Nsanje District Hospital spokesperson George Mbotwa is insisting the pharmacy caught fire as a result of an electrical fault, downplaying fears of foul play.
The total estimated damage caused to the supplies that were in the pharmacy. Basically, this included laboratory items, some essential items, and a few essential drugs that got damaged during the rescue that happened and people were putting out the fire. This one is totally it's estimated at 9.7 million Malawi kwacha. Basically, the fire was put out after 2 hours.
Mbotwa told Zodiak Tuesday that the items were damaged in the course of putting out the fire. The Nsanje District Hospital spokesperson was however quick to say the facility's services are running as normal despite losing such materials to the fire. For Zodiak in the Lower Shire district of Nsanje, this is Alfred Kuta reporting.
To issues of the environment, Malawi continues to struggle with illegal charcoal production despite the country having 4 companies that were awarded contracts 4 years ago. And this, according to environmental activist Matthews Malata, calls for a working exit strategy to illegal charcoal production, warning if not checked, using sustainable energy will remain a far-fetched dream. Meanwhile, the Director of Forestry, Saulos Chilima, has disclosed the department is currently inspecting the 4 companies to ensure compliance to the existing laws. Chimomo Padata filed this report.
Despite several interventions, production of illegal charcoal is still on the rise in the country. Environmental experts are putting the blame on government for failing to put in place strategies that would completely end the malpractice. One of the country's environmental experts, Matthews Malata, suggests government should come up with new measures to restrict Malawians from producing charcoal without licenses.
The government should look at reducing the price of this liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. If this gas goes down in terms of pricing, obviously some of these people that use charcoal can abandon charcoal and begin to use this gas, which is relatively cheaper if you compare to other sources of cooking. So it's not just about banning the illegal charcoal and then replacing it with the legally produced charcoal. That's just one of the many solutions.
Director in the Department of Forestry, Dr. Chilima, told us that government is taking lead to ensure that companies comply with existing laws while it finds a way to end illegal charcoal production.
This week we are in a campaign to follow up on some institutions. What we're doing is we are making sure that nobody is producing or using charcoal without permit, without a license. We do not permit anybody to produce charcoal from any source without a license. But we do random inspection countrywide for premises that we have heard are involved in producing charcoal or in using charcoal.
Malawi adopted a national charcoal strategy that enforces laws and regulations to limit the use of illegal charcoal. To this credit, Malawi has so far registered 4 companies that are mandated to produce legal charcoal in the country. However, it appears there is still minimal usage of legally produced charcoal, with some reasons, including high prices of the commodity on the market.
We now go to sports news. The country's football governing body, FAM, has announced that it has secured an away-friendly match against Ethiopia on Wednesday next week. This is ahead of the 2022 AFCON qualifiers against South Sudan and Uganda, respectively, later this month. Komeziani Zakazaka is FAM Competitions and Media Director.
We are saying it's a bridge season at the moment because it's like a transition season, taking us from the ordinary March to December cycle to the new one, which we are aligning with most of the leagues across Africa and indeed across the world, which is the August-May cycle. So there's going to be a change in how we're going to do a lot of things. That's why we are not marching to looking for new sponsors with the departure of FIFA, because we know that we can't manage to have another cup of that nature with the situation in which we are at the moment. But we can confirm that in as far as the FDH Cup is concerned, this is confirmed. We're going to have it this season. In all situations that we are going to face, this Cup is confirmed. We are aligned with sponsors. A lot of things have been done behind the scenes, just waiting for us to get the clearance so that we know that how can we proceed with the format and the like. In terms of other sponsors, we have sponsors knocking on our door to introduce the knockout competitions, but most of them we are advising them that can we start talking for next season, because at the moment it will be very difficult to slot another cup. Had been that we did not stop in January, I would have said that yes, the space would be there for another cup, to accommodate another cup, but we stopped in January and we have lost about 6 weeks of action. Some teams would have played 2 or 3 games in the second round. Maybe even by May, by June, we would have completed the Super League. But at the moment, we have lost the whole February. We lost 2 weeks in January. We are also looking to lose the whole of March. That's going to be a problem.
Well, that's it for now. Let's take a look at the headlines before we leave you. Malawi to roll out its COVID-19 vaccine program Thursday. President Chakwera and his Vice Chilima to get their first jobs. Government projects maize supplies this year to exceed 1 million tons, plans to export some. And High Court rules in favor of Bangladesh national in land dispute with concerned citizens of Chitipi in Lilongwe. In sports, Flames secure friendly match against Ethiopia next week ahead of 2022 AFCON qualifiers later this month. Visit our website, zodiakmala.com, for more news. Remember, COVID-19 is not over yet, so follow all preventive measures without fail. My name is Sibongiri Zambo. Thank you for watching.